Hello everybody, welcome to another Rick's Picks. Today I'm going to be doing my review of the Turtles of Grayskull figure Donatello by Mattel. So, without any further ado, roll that intro. So, here it is out of packaging. I love the packaging for it. I really do love these Reptile War figures packaging. I really do think it looks really cool. So, first off, got the Turtles of Grayskull with snakes all around it. You got the ooze all over the place. I really like that look. It looks really cool. Then you got his name, Donatello here. Got an open window where you can see him, his accessories, Masters of the Universe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. All right. Spin them around to the back here. You got the Reptile War logo. You got Donnie fighting Shredder, which is really cool looking. I like this artwork. This looks really nice. You got Masters of the Universe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, comic book inside. Everybody that's part of this wave. And you also got your legal underneath. So, I'm back around here. That being said, let's open him up and see what he's about. So here he is out of packaging. Now the first thing we're going to do is go through his points of articulation. So the head does move. Got a shoulder joint with a swivel, an elbow joint, and you have a wrist joint. All right, get this other arm up. Got a swivel right here. And you have a thigh joint, a knee joint, and you also have an ankle joint. Now, there should be a swivel right there at the top of the leg, well, boot. All right, so everything seems to move around pretty well on this figure. I'm not having any issues with any of his joints. So now let's start looking at his details up close. So first off, get him into position. Let's look at the head sculpt. All right. So he has a standard Turtles look. Nothing really that spectacular about his head sculpt. You know, we'll get a look at this side. So, but overall, it's still a good sculpt for a turtle head. I do like it. But the neat detailing is when you get down into his body armor here. I like the way how his armor looks. I like this purple with the green D in the middle. I think that's really neat. I like how the armament goes around his shoulders and across his chest. And he also has like a cloth belt with the purple at the end. So I do like that overall. Come around to this side. A whole lot going on there. Come around to the back. This part does move too as well for his bandana, which is pretty nice. Centered a little bit more. He has the two holes here for the standard shell shield. And you come around to this side. He has a small shoulder guard there, which is pretty nice. I do like that. So overall, I think he's actually a pretty decent looking figure. I like his overall look. So now we're going to look at all of his different accessories. So first off, he has another shoulder piece for the other side. This is a bigger piece here. It also has a neck guard on it, which is pretty neat. I do like that. All right. He also has this here. I think it's supposed to be some sort of injecting machine to counteract the mutagen, if I remember right. So that's pretty cool looking. All right. He also has two shin guards or knee pads. So he has this one here. And he also has this one. All right. Next on our list, he does have the turtle shell shield. All right. There's the two pegs that hook onto his back. He also has his head armor. So you got this piece here that's like a hood with a little looks like reptile eyes, I'm going to say, is on there. So that's pretty neat. I like it. I even like, if you look at it, you can see like a sewn in detailing to it, which is pretty nice. Then he has his mouthpiece. That's similar to Man at Arms face guard, just with a couple of teeth mounted onto it, but it still looks pretty neat. I do like this metallic look to it as well. All right. Next is his bow staff. So his bow staff comes in a couple pieces. So you got your basic bow here, and then you got these pieces that hook on to either end. So you got 1 and 2. And you also have a flame effect that hooks onto there. All right. So let's put this together. I want to see how this all looks when it's all put together. This might be pretty neat. All right. And that clips in here like that. And then that clips in there like that. So that's the full effect of his bow staff. I like the overall look to that. That looks really neat. All right. So now let's start seeing how well all this stuff works with them. So first off, to get this mouth guard on, you got to take the head off to pop that on. And then that just pops in there like that. All right, let's get a good look at that on them. That looks pretty neat. I like that overall look to them. Now the hood, there's an opening here on the back. So it just, slides on top of this here. Boom. Just like that. So I like this overall head sculpt with the hood and this mask piece. I think it looks really vicious and wicked. I do like that. Now when you come to this arm, this is the arm that has all the pieces that come on it. So his hand and gauntlet does come off. This just slides right up here, just like this. All right, without any issues. And then that slides in there. Put the gauntlet and the hand on. Just like, oops. Okay, that's if everything wants to stay on. There we go. All right, so that's that. We'll pop his little shin guards on. I don't remember how these things go on here. Oh, okay. They just go on like that. I thought they actually sit on there a little bit tighter on them. There we go. Okay, so they have to go on lower onto the calf for them to sit on there nicely. There we go. So there he is with all the gear on. Let's give him a rotation. So I like how all this looks here. That looks pretty cool. It's a neat setup there. And come around to the back, which we already saw. And back around. So I like the overall look to him once he has all the gear on him. Get that up just a little bit higher on there. Next, he has the shield, which usually just pops right easily into his hand. Yeah. No issues. Except for it makes him fall over. But there you go. All right. And then that, of course, just hooks onto the back here. 9 out of 10 people probably don't even use this as a shield. Most of us probably just use it as what it should be used for, just as, shell there. But it fits on very nicely onto his back with no issues. Now let's get this weapon in his hand. So that went in very easily. All right. Get that one on back on there. That. So as you can see, the staff fits very well in his hands. No issues with that. So that's really cool. I like the overall setup to this. Now, what it looks like, I could be wrong with this. It looks like his hands are actually meant to go in between the flames. There we go. So you can also display them with them like that. It's obviously meant to go like that. So that works as well. So everything seems to fit pretty well with this figure. Plus, I almost forgot, he also comes with a mini comic here, which is really cool. I've been loving these mini comics. I like the detail and the artwork inside. And of course, the back shows all the figures that are part of this wave. So let's get into my final thoughts with this guy. So first off, I like how all his joints move. I don't have any issues with any of his joints. Everything moves fine with him. All his weapons and accessories and hands all swap out very easily. No issues with any of that. And I like the overall look to this figure. I think he looks really cool. I'm liking what they're doing with a lot of these Turtle of Grayskull figures during this Reptile Wars series. I think they're adding some really nice detail and some personal traits to these figures overall. So I'm liking the overall look to this figure. So would I recommend him? Yes, I would. I think he's a really cool looking figure. I like the look to him. I like how the mask looks on him. I like how his what they did with the bow staff and what have you. So I like everything about this figure, and I would recommend him to go with the rest of your Turtles of Grayskull figures. So with that being said, I hope you guys did like this review. If you did, go ahead and check out my Masters of the Universe playlist and also my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle playlist. Plus, hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So until the next one, late.